It's time, folks. The long-awaited, sought-after, millions have been asking for this. We're going to bring in Mama KillCo. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. First, I want to say hello to everyone who has been waiting in the background. I love that. Mike Franken, welcome. Five Fingers, welcome. Zenbu, welcome. Sugar Kitty, welcome. Without further ado, Mama KillCo, are you ready? She is ready. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. I'm
Mom.
drinking water.
She's drinking water out of a Glencairn because she's lost her mind.
Yeah, that would happen. How old are you now? 40 years ago? 41?
Basically. 41.
Nah. So here we are. Happy holidays, everybody, whatever you celebrate.
Yes, happy holidays, one and all. If you have any questions for Mama KillCo, you can ask those now. Just make sure to do at KillCo Whiskey Musing so I can see it highlighted and make certain she sees it. She should be able to see it. Just but chat is kind of new while streaming, basically. Yes. As far as regular chat, you're good. Now, you said you met some people for tea earlier. That sounded interesting.
Yes, I have friends that just got a new puppy, and a few weeks ago, they adopted a little dog that was a couple of years old. So I brought over a little ornament that said "My First Christmas," so they could put the puppy's picture in it, and then a little ornament that had the breed that the other one was. And I called first, and they said, "Well, why don't you come about 4 o'clock, and we'll have tea and mince pies." Well, I'd never had mince pies before, and they're English, so I showed up at 4, and there were 2 other people there, and they had the whole table set. They had 2 teapots made with the tea leaves. They had little mincemeat pies and stuffed dates and shortbread cookies, regular cookies, chocolates, cheese and biscuits. It was a groaning board. So I had a nice time. I had 3 cups of tea. That's why I don't have tea with me now. I'm wide awake. And lots of sweets, and it was fabulous. But then I said, well, I have to leave. I'm going to be on a live stream. So here I am.
Brubaker Maker says, welcome, Mama KillCo.
Well, welcome, Brubaker Maker.
Brubaker Maker is one of the people I met in Kentucky, if you didn't know that.
Ah, I didn't know that. Was he the one you met at the Wild Turkey thing?
Yes.
And was that the one where it was treacherous driving? Or was that
that was Willet. That was the Willet Distillery. It was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I say because I was in the back.
Hi, Mike Franklin. Hi, Zen Bood.
Mom knows all the cool things, little heart.
Yeah. Oh, here comes cat number 1. Yeah, Sugar Kitty, you got company here. This is Philly. Philly was found in Philadelphia by my son Kevin. Yeah, they rescued it from being hit by a bus, brought it to a shelter, but the shelter said they couldn't guarantee that they wouldn't have to do away with it, so they brought it home. And when his girlfriend now is allergic to cats, so I inherited this cat and one other that may come up and make an appearance. I now have 4 cats. None of Will. I guess you could say Sally was mine, although Sally and Zeus were together, and Brian saw them in a pet shop and came home. I think you must have been over 18 because I think you were driving. Yeah. And, Ma, they have to be adopted together.
They do. That's what they said at the place.
So that's how they came into our lives.
All right, we got a couple more people showing up. Hello, Emily Chambers. Well, welcome. John McEwen, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hi, John.
Oh, wait, there you go. Got it.
Yep, there you are.
Did I say Emily Chambers? I think I did. Welcome.
I don't know.
My brain does not.
Hi, Emily.
Oh, yes.
Hit the like. Yes. Like, subscribe, and share.
Yes, share.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So you see, Brian gets all his talent from my side of the family. Although his father's an actor too, and we're both voice talent. Find us on Audible.
Yes, there's a link down below. It's a Lemon Whiskey book that my dad recorded. Speaking of Dad, why don't you tell the audience how you and Dad met? I like that story.
Well, let me tell you how my mother and father met.
There you go. Oh, yes, I know that one too.
My mother lived in New Britain, Connecticut on Washington Street. And this must have been during World War II. Her father got the magazine Stars and Stripes, I think it was called. And there was a little blurb in there from someone named Charles who wanted to write to someone from Washington. He was born in Sweetwater County, Wyoming, and grew up in Pocatello, Idaho. And, you know, Washington is right next to Idaho. Well, since my mother lived on Washington Street, she wrote to him. And they wrote back and forth, and they fell in love over the letters. And he showed up in 1945 in, I think, sometime in September, showed up at the house on Lenox Place where she lived with her sister and her husband and children, I believe, with a dozen red roses, handsome as can be, and they were married October 29th. Fast forward to me, and I was working at an insurance company in Hartford, Connecticut, and attending the Hartford Conservatory as a special student in their musical theater program, doing theater and stuff and working at an insurance company. And this company called the Lyric Theater Company came to the conservatory to audition for summer stock in Newport, which I had no idea where Newport, let alone Rhode Island, was. But I auditioned and I was cast as the soubrette, which is the female comic lead in the 1912 Victor Herbert musical Mademoiselle Modiste, which was to take place at the Casino Theater in Newport. And they put us up in a mansion called Nethercliff, which is now part of Salve Regina College. So I arranged with the company so that I could become an hourly employee and go down and do the rehearsals and do the show. And at the read-through, I came downstairs with a tin of cookies and went around asking everybody who wanted cookies. And this guy named Jim said, "No, thank you." And it turned out that he was the understudy for the part that was opposite me, the husband. I was, can't remember my name, Bent. I was Mrs. Hiram Bent, and he was the understudy for Mr. Hiram Bent, the male comic lead. And the guy that was cast in that never showed up. So he played my husband in the show, and the next April I gave him the part for life. So that's how we met. And then I wound up moving to Rhode Island, having two wonderful children, still doing theater, doing audiobooks, doing murder mysteries, ghost tours, history tours, being a storyteller, doing summer reading, and then doing tandem storytelling. And, you know, I'm really famous, you know, at least in Rhode Island. Oh, I also had a public access TV show. I was the host of Newport County in Focus. And then I was in a show with my storytelling tandem called Kid Stuff. People would come up to me in the supermarket and say, "I saw you on TV." Woohoo!
Just like that, too.
Yeah.
I saw you on the television.
That's right. Fortunately, no one has asked for autographs, though.
All right, let me say hello to a few more people who popped in. Mr. Great Shot, welcome.
Hey, Michael Hardy.
Papa KillCo, welcome.
Do we talk about the cool Paul cast here? Yeah, we do.
I do. Whiskey nose. Cheers. So
Hey, Whiskey Nose. Mr. Great Shot. Good evening, Papa KillCo. Oh, Papa KillCo's here too. Hi, Jim. Love you. There he is. There's Papa KillCo. I see his hi there, 705. Hi, John, if I haven't said hi.
It gets hard to keep track.
Jeepers.
Right.
Nice to see everybody here. What are you drinking? I'm drinking water.
I'm drinking water out of Glencairn.
Out of a Smuggler's Notch Distillery, Glencairn. Cairn. This here glass thing, you know, with the shape there. Well, it looks a little bit like, no, we're not going to go there. Okay. Fluoride.
Yep. What else?
Anybody have any questions about Brian's youth?
No. Do they have questions for you? Is the real question. If they happen to deal with my youth, well, there you go.
Yeah, well, how he became the man he is today.
Yeah, who knows? But be sure to @KillCo Whiskey Musings if you do have questions. That way I can see them in chat and then highlight them properly.
Properly, yes. So what did you decide you were going to drink, Brian?
Well, I did the one I told you about, the Glendronach 15, brought to you by JJ as a donation.
Sugar Kitty has Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond.
Loch Lomond, beyond bonny banks and beyond bonny shores.
Zenboot has a Boilermaker.
Bonny shores of Loch Lomond.
Cool Runnings, welcome. You saw that. Bourbon Ballers, welcome.
Hi, Bourbon Baller.
Now, here's the question that I guess most people wonder about usually. I don't know why. When I think about it, the default setting for human beings is not drinking alcohol. But in the society we live in, it's like, you don't drink? What? So I guess the question is, what made it so you didn't want to deal with alcohol at all, in your own words?
Okay. Daddy's going to have what's that, Jack Daniels?
No, Jim Beam.
Jim Beam. In the male line, alcoholism, my father had a problem with that early on. He got sober for most of my life. But, and then there was an uncle who I think had an issue with alcohol. My real belief, you know, when I think back about it, that's why I don't drink. Also, I never liked carbonated soda, and I think alcohol burns, so I never even tried it. But going back the generations, I'm wondering if maybe some of these men were depressed and were using alcohol to self-medicate. Even my brother, I know, had an issue with drink. So I just never had a taste for it. In fact, when I worked at the insurance company, the big deal was when you turned 21, they took you out to eat at this restaurant up the street, Greek restaurant, and you had your first drink at lunchtime. Well, when I turned 21, my first drink was a milkshake.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah. So there you go. That's why.
Yeah, that's also why I bring up in conversations about why I try not to imbibe further than I should, or when it's not in a healthy amount, or, you know, I could wake up hungover, and that's because I'm keenly aware of the family history, and I have had my own dealings with alcohol. I don't want to call it abuse, but it was definitely self-medicating for a large portion of my younger life. And I overdid it more than enough times and regretted it more than enough times. John McGowan says he liked the 24 episodes, the gift of the calendar.
Yeah, that was, I saw that it was some kind of special deal because it was early, you know, order early, and
cost less.
I thought it would be fun. And when I saw it was like a Star Trek theme, that was terrific. So
yes,
I know it was a lot of work for Brian to do a thing every single day for the 24 days, but that was challenging, but it was great. I enjoyed watching those. I hope you did too.
It was less challenging than trying to make 24 videos put out. I like the idea of putting out that many videos, but the reality is I can barely put out one video a week, and I have to try to do more with that already.
Yeah.
JJ, hello. We were just talking about you. I have a bit of the Glendronach 15 you're donated in my glass right now. It is lovely. It's a nice starter. The reason I'm starting with that is because I'm going to drink something special after it, and it's a much higher proof, so I want to start with the lower proof first. Oh, what else? I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone.
Hail, hail, the gang's all here, huh?
Yeah, you're bringing in quite a crowd. Got 20 people in here. Make sure you all like and all that.
That's right. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Tell 20 friends to tell 20 friends. I keep hearing this ad for Tito's.
Vodka?
That's it. Yeah. I think it, no. Is it vodka or is it the Mexican drink? Tito's Cantina. Tito's handmade vodka. Yeah, okay. From Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he started out by saying to people, tell your 20 closest friends and have them tell 20 friends. And that's how the thing got started. I guess it was over 20 years ago. But
yeah, I found in general in the whiskey tube community, it's often just word of mouth that kind of gets things rolling.
I think you can say that for anything, because I know in the theater community and storytelling, it's, if somebody says, I saw this and it was great, then you trust that person, so you want to see it too. So tell your friends if you enjoy this, and let's get to that monetization. Let's get to that top of the mountain like Whiskey Mountain did.
Mm-hmm. There are plenty of people who got up there. Whiskey Mountains does have a lot of wonderful scenery in Utah. It makes me want to see Utah someday, but
yeah, I think you have.
Yeah, we probably drove through it once upon a time.
I think we did. Do you remember? Do you remember going into the Salt Lake, or was that pre-kids? I know Daddy and I went across in '76, but I think we went. Yeah, we went at least as far as.
We didn't hit California. That's all I really remember.
No, but we went as far as Yellowstone.
Yes,
and then we went down through New Mexico, and then we stayed in Texas.
Yeah, with your friend. I remember Mount Rushmore. I mean, there are pictures of it, so I kind of remember it through that.
We saw all the scenic things in America, but we also stopped at any amusement park that had a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. It's still
my husband's a big roller coaster fan. And this was, I think, was it on that trip where you finally went on a roller coaster that goes upside down? Or was that Kevin? I know Kevin was afraid of that. Yeah.
I know early on, a lot of that I don't remember at all. But I do remember going across country and seeing a bunch of stuff. I remember we had an RV on the back of the van. That was it, right?
Yep. We had one of those pop-up things.
Yeah, kind of unfolded like that.
Yep. Our big adventure.
We were staying at like Yogi Bear campsites.
The first night we got as far as Pennsylvania near the Susquehanna River, some big long river, and that was a Yogi Bear camp. The people in the next slot helped us figure something out about the camper.
That's good.
But Daddy and I went cross country in '76, and we had a hard side little lightweight camper that he and I could move around, and people would be, oh! They thought we were really strong, but it was just because it was very lightweight. Mm-hmm. And that one had a bathroom in it.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, the pop-up, of course, didn't.
No. Emily Chambers says I need to collab with ADHD and HBR. I will. I've attempted to do so. I emailed ADHD, and I know I've been on Hot Buttered Rolls' channel at least once. Hopefully he'll come over here.
I met Hot Buttered Rolls in Austin.
He says, "Happy holidays, mother." By the way.
Happy holidays! Yes.
He told me that yesterday. I texted him, but I didn't. That was after we were together.
Yeah. VW camper van, Sugar Kitty.
Hook up the water. All right.
Susquehanna, that was it, Sugar Kitty.
Ooh. So you're reading faster than I am.
Papa KillCo said, I think they told us how to hook up the water.
Yeah. Sounds about right. You're in PA.
Yeah.
so many years ago.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when we started out that I told both boys to um, notice the change in the countryside, because here where we live, it's sea level. And then, you go through places where you're going through mountains in Pennsylvania, and then you're in Iowa with all the corn, and then you get to the Rocky Mountains, and then down New Mexico and across Texas. Just, you know, pay attention because this is a beautiful country.
Very large country too.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Most of the places I recall, due to us just visiting them a lot, are Florida and Vermont. Those are
Yep.
the two big ones, and they're all
Yep.
kind of along the same line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never did ask, how did we suddenly be, like, for a while, we were going to Florida all the time. How did that come about? Like every year for a while, when I was much younger.
Roller coasters.
Just roller coasters, Disney World, Epcot, all
Well,
that.
Disney World and then Universal.
Uh-huh.
Remember, we were in Universal when Islands of Adventure started.
Yes.
Their what do you call that pre-opening? I forget. There's a term in the. Anyway, you could go there free because it wasn't quite open yet, but it was their pre-opening, and we got to ride Spider-Man, and that was really neat.
Spider-Man ride was
all
fun.
that stuff. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that long ago, but
Yeah, it was over 20 years ago.
Well, that reminds me, we still have to deal with me getting a
Sugar Kitty,
passport.
yeah, I agree, Sugar Kitty. There's just, just the scenery, the monuments, the national parks, the people. I've been to Ireland and England.
Soft launch?
Soft launch, yes, that's the term.
And the Hulk.
And the Hulk, Papa KillCo says.
That was a good ride.
Yes, so see America first.
Travel in general is good for the soul, I think.
Yes, travel. Just this afternoon when I was at my friend's house, the other guests there were talking about when they first moved from New Jersey to Rhode Island. And this island, this is Aquidneck Island that we live on, and there's 3 bridges to get off, but other than that, you're stuck here. And there are people who don't go off the island, don't go to Providence 45 minutes away. Why would you? And when you say, why don't you do that? Oh, well, everything I want is here. But to each his own. I prefer to travel.
Yeah, I think I got stuck with that as well. As much as I don't like airports and odd places that I've never been before, so to speak, it's kind of like it focuses my anxiety in a different way. So instead of worrying about anything just all the time, I have a specific focus of, okay, getting to the plane, getting on the plane, going here, going there, worrying about breakfast, worrying about lunch or dinner, worrying about meeting people, texting.
Although you did a great job in Austin finding wonderful places to eat.
Well, that was just kind of a look. Google is very effective at finding things.
Yeah.
That's what
Sugar Kitty, you've been around.
Yeah, Sugar Kitty does a lot of work in a lot of places, apparently. World-renowned cat.
I guess so. Wow. Oh, the cat just looked at me like, what did you say?
Yes, how dare you?
You love Rhode Island, Emily.
Yep. It's a fun place. I'm trying to get people to visit here at some point. That's kind of a semi-end goal, is soft meetups, soft location meetings.
Yeah.
If I can get, I don't know if I'm going to do it because that would require a lot more effort, and I don't want to call it schmoozing, but I don't know what to call it. I'm not a business person. I just know I would have to interact with a certain establishment to have, guests come visit and show them around a bit. Not really show them around, but be like, hey, you want to go here? You want to go there? I have specific places in mind usually. We're going to one this week, the East End. is a place I think people should see.
But
if they're around.
Buskers.
Buskers too. That's the one I prefer only because of the distance and the location.
Yeah.
I often forget to tell people that Newport's such an old place, and there are literal cobblestone roads that have been there for I don't even know how long. That I'm just used to. It's like they're just there.
Yeah.
And I'm aware that they've been there, but most people are like, what do you mean they're cobblestone roads? I mean, yeah, they are from a long ass time ago.
Yeah. Newport's got history, colonial history, and mansion. Of course, the mansions. Woo! And the beaches. Great place. Great place to visit. Beaches and the nature preserves. There's a Satchwitz Point and the Norman Bird Sanctuary. Really beautiful place.
That's probably why a lot of people don't want to leave sometimes.
Foxwood folks. Yep. I've been to, was it Foxwood? Yeah, it was Foxwood. We did a murder mystery thing a couple of years ago. Pre-COVID. PC.
Fiji. Wow.
That's quite the experience.
Right. I think at some point we've been talking about this for like 2 years now, getting my passport, so I could go see other countries if I wanted to, or if we were able to. It's not really a want.
True. Yeah. That's kind of
I have everything I need, I think, right in front of me. I have the picture. I have all the stupid paperwork. I have they even give me the bon voyage thing so I can go. It's a terrible picture, I think. I haven't looked at it in a bit. Oh, yeah, it's terrible. But I took it at CVS, so of course it's terrible. But I think I have everything I need at long last. It's only taken 2 to 3 years. It's in front of me, so I don't lose it. That's the other problem. I have a habit of misplacing things, to say the least. Favorite country other than the U.S.?
Yeah, she says Iceland.
Oh, that's a fun place to go. There's a lot of countries I want to see, like Japan, even though I'd be so out of my element and so utterly lost.
So tall. You would be very tall.
I would probably be fairly tall, but...
Yes.
All right. Since we're hitting about the half-hour mark, I'm going to open up this special bottle. We were talking about it earlier. I picked this up when we were in Austin this past October. Let's see if it wants to focus. You will focus on the bottle. I either have to get really close or just far enough away so it focuses. I don't really know what it's going to want to do with this. Do it. I hate this camera sometimes. But it's called the Royal Bastard. There we go.
Yeah.
Teaspoon for your pleasure. This is something that I picked up in Austin. It is officially Scotch that they got. They got it through a tote because of teaspooning. If you don't know what that is, they basically add a teaspoon of water to single malt and then call it blended Scotch. And then they can put it in a tote and send it over here. I don't know how long it was in Texas. I don't think it was too long. But this is it. This is like the only thing they got of it. And it's only this big. They don't have any more. So I thought on this special occasion, having Mama KillCo on, I would open it up. It is 57.3%, age 13-year-old. And it's technically Royal Brooklyn, don't tell anyone. But not really. So we'll open that now, see what it tastes like. I mean, as well. That's why I had Scotch. It is not peated, to answer your question. I don't think it is. If it is, I'll be very surprised. It doesn't hurt that Iceland is cat culture. Well, that's true. Sorry. This is the fun part. You start looking at chat, forgetting you're on the stream. There we go. Officially open. I'll just pour. I hope I like it. That's the other thing. I have no idea.
After all this.
Well, the fun part, I don't know how it keeps happening, but each year, Crowded Barrel will do something. And, I'll order the bottles, but since it's Crowded Barrel, they can't ship at all. It's such a tiny place in Texas. Blue laws are a thing. So I have to go there every year just to pick up my bottles.
Gee, what a shame.
I know. Typically around October. Zenbu likes Royal Brock, though. Sweet. Now tell us a little story about how your sons somehow got into alcohol businesses of one form or another.
Well, your younger brother, Kevin, he was working at the Newport
Family.
Vineyard. Yeah, the Newport Vineyard, and he got really interested in grapes, and so he started taking sommelier classes, and I think he's got 3 buttons. So is a class 3 sommelier, and at Newport Vineyards, he really enjoyed it. He loved it, but there was really no place to go up the ladder. So he looked around and he interviewed, and he was hired by M.S. Walker of New England, and he is one of the Rhode Island salesmen that I think he's got about 100 different places, bars and restaurants
Far too
that
many.
he takes care of.
Scott
The
Pidley's
funny thing
welcome.
is, when I was single, my initials spelled cash, CASH, and my folks used to say they made my name that way so that I would be lucky. And then when I married Jim, of course, it became Cask, CASK. And lo and behold, both of my sons are involved with spirits of one kind or another. So,
Yes,
so
Kevin,
let's
my
hope
brother.
that the cask leads to cash for them.
Yes, that would be a nice thing we're working
Yes.
on. This royal bastard smells like butterscotch. It is amazing.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. But it
Mm.
smells like caramel butterscotch deliciousness. I'm looking forward to it.
Ugh, I'm starting to drool. I want
Do that.
candy.
Yeah. Well, Dad has candy, doesn't he? Have one of those. That would be as close to alcohol as you can get, Mother, if you have one of
Yeah,
Dad's caramel candies.
I've looked at them a couple of times today, and I thought, no, they're going to pull the fillings right out of my teeth.
They won't.
It
Fine.
feels kind of hard.
It is. Once you start chewing it, it's fine. It just melts. Like if
Really?
you don't have to chew it, it'll just melt.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to try one, go ahead. Now you have an excuse.
I might cut one in half.
Yeah, whatever you want. There's no whiskey alcohol taste at all to me, but actually, let me grab them while I'm thinking about it so I can show the people what the hell I'm talking about.
Hey, Scott.
Entertain them, Mother. I think I can do that. Hold on. How do I do that? No, it's just me.
What are you doing? What are you trying to do?
Trying to make you the main focus.
Oh, you want to spotlight me?
Yeah. I don't know how. No, that's the wrong way.
Oh, I'm smaller.
Huh.
Ah.
All right, whatever. How about?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
there.
there,
Oh, that was
there.
there. There we are.
There.
Oh my goodness.
So
Not too close. You'll see all the wrinkles.
Grab that.
By the way, this is a wall hanging. This is not my house. You wouldn't want to see my house.
That's exactly what your house is. Beautiful place. I'm back.
All right.
I like this one better. You can see.
Yeah, right.
But here are the things that I was given.
Yes, you got those from Kevin, right?
I don't remember. I think so.
Yeah.
Caramels, single malt Scotch caramels.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah.
Wisdom lines, Mother.
Tell about your socks.
I got about 4 or 5 pairs of socks. Oh, knows how much I love socks.
They all have whiskey themed sayings on them.
Yes, I'll grab those too. I just saw those. Hold on.
Yeah. See, interested people want to know what you got for Christmas, right?
Yes.
From your mama KillCo.
I also got these things.
Wisdom line, Sugar Kitty. Thank you. Oh, yes.
See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. Is that it?
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
I don't know where to put it. I'll put it here for now.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah.
And the socks I got, everyone, they have little whiskey glasses on them. Or they have like stuff like Scotch O'Clock. Keep calm and drink whiskey.
All important stuff.
Very important.
Things, mottos to live by.
And this one just says pour, and then it has a whiskey thing on it.
Yeah.
So for every occasion, I now have socks of whiskey.
That's right.
Oh shit.
You'd be the well-dressed MB.
Oh yeah, certainly. Ugh. All right, I have to take a sip of this yet. Did Dad drink his? What did I give him? I forget. Irish. I gave him Green Spot.
I don't think so. I know.
Well, I reminded him.
Yeah, somebody gave me a little gift bag that had an ornament and a little nip of, I think, Jack Daniels. So that's what he took upstairs.
Jim Beam.
Jim Beam, yes. Well, they all look alike to me.
Uh-huh. Ooh, that's pretty good. It doesn't taste as sweet. The Royal Bastard doesn't taste as sweet. It's actually a little spicy. Good.
Did I miss your nosing? I know you were saying it was caramel and
Butterscotch.
butterscotch.
It was initially butterscotch.
Have you done the taste yet? You
Yeah.
did. Yeah. What do you get
Taste.
from the tongue?
The tongue, the palate. How does your tongue feel now that you drank the whiskey? It's great, Mother.
Yeah, it feels kind of numb. I don't know. The
It's
sides are a little
spicy.
tingly, and are you getting anything other than the sweetness? Any flower notes, fruit notes?
Oddly enough, just the nose is straight up butterscotch. I don't get anything else. It doesn't taste too sweet. It's more spicy and a little bit dry, which is surprising. I'll have to go check to see what they said about it officially.
What's the finish? See, I know all these terms from watching this stream.
It's a little dry. Like in the center of my tongue. It's a little weird. But it's good overall.
Was there a burn?
Well, alcohol burn, yeah, but not by much. That's why I had the other whiskey first, so I wouldn't have that happen. It's not to the extreme. It happened a few times with the Advent calendar where I pull out the vial, look at 57%. Cool, great. First drink of the day, folks. Oh boy. Oh, this is what I should drink. These are right in front of me too. God damn it. I'm meaning to polish these off. I have some Glenmorangie that I haven't finished in a long time. It's just been sitting there.
So did you say there's no bourbon night tonight?
I don't know. We were talking about it before the stream. I don't know if anyone else knows in chat. I assume it's bourbon nights going on, but I don't know if they would.
Because you said they're taking January off.
They are taking January off, which is why I would be surprised that they. Okay, live next Sunday, so they're not going live tonight officially.
Oh, okay.
2-hour stream, I guess.
Ooh.
I have nothing else to do. That's the reason I would have the cutoff time at 8 o'clock, is just so I can watch his bourbon night. So if they're not going live, well, we'll just keep going. All right, there we go. My phone is distracting me.
Yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody that shows up at these streams and comments and just makes it so interesting. And thank you for supporting my son.
Yes, thank you. Don't know why they're here, but they are. Thank you, folks. Hey. Sure, like and subscribe and hit the bell. And
that's right.
Et cetera, et cetera. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I haven't added it yet. I don't even know if I can. But one of the things I've been meaning to do with StreamYard is add the ending outro. I don't know if I can do that yet. Max file size 200 megabits. Okay. I'll look into doing that because I don't use this as much, StreamYard, since I was initially paying $25 a month to use it because it's simple.
Yeah.
But normally, like, having a guest is the main draw. And I don't have guests very often. I think you and Adriana are the first ones I've had in months, so that's the only reason I've had to use it lately. And it's clearly I'm not paying for it because up there in the corner you see their little logo instead of mine, and it's fine. Whoa! Oh shit! Hello. Thank you, Mike. Just got a notification that we got a donation. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
See, I don't have my animations anymore either. Good grief. Is that Mike Franklin? Hold on. I don't want to say the wrong person, but I will check. $50 donation.
Woo.
Right. I don't deserve it, but thank you.
He does deserve it. Shut up.
It says cheers to Mama KillCo.
Ah.
Thank you, my
Oh,
friend.
it's for me. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll get it to you next time I see you. Now, are you looking forward to our little adventure on Wednesday? We said it's Wednesday now to the East
Yes.
End.
Yes. I looked on the web today, and apparently they're closed until Wednesday. They opened Wednesday at 4, so they must be giving their staff a little time off.
I
So
don't know.
they'll
I'm
be
not gonna.
fresh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue the point, but I know every time I thought about going there, I couldn't go there early in the week. So that might just be the regular schedule these days. I have no
Could
idea
be.
though.
Could be. Yep. Um, I remember it's a very unique little spot there on the whatever end it is.
Yeah,
What do they call that?
Westminster Street, is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the few places where I want people to come here to Rhode Island just to at least visit that establishment.
Experience, huh?
Yeah.
You know, in the summer, you could take the ferry from Newport, and it lets you off walking distance to there.
Hmm?
We should do that next summer.
I wanted to do a lot of things this past couple of years, but that was kind of put off to the side. Clearly,
Mm.
I know I like the idea of going to Block Island again. I haven't done that since I don't even know when.
Yeah, the one time we went to Block Island, you got you didn't do well on the trip over, and you were kind of grumpy.
Well, yeah, it was like I didn't get sick or anything, but it was
It was a rough crossing.
a rough ride, and a lot of other people were
Now they
getting
have the
sick.
high speed ferry. It's much better,
Oh, good.
and I believe you can get it from Newport,
I think
or
so.
we could
I
go
know I
down to
can get it.
Narragansett.
I don't remember where it was. Probably from Newport, but yeah, Zenwood and Cliff Smith are two people who have been fortunate enough to visit that place with me.
Ah, yeah, yeah, it's nice.
The selection is crazy, absolutely crazy. It's like the same as Buskers, except just a little fancier and a little farther away.
Yeah, yeah.
Food's good too. It's the real. I think the what did Cliff have? He had what's the onion soup? It's called something else. French onion soup.
French onion soup.
Yeah, but they do it with a Japanese twist of
Oh,
sorts.
really? Huh.
Yeah, they use I forget what it was, but it was some other ingredient that you wouldn't expect. I was told it's very good. I meant to get it last time, but I totally forgot. So maybe this time I'll get it. If you remind me, because I think Dan might like it too.
Yeah.
I just made some Asian cuisine yesterday. I had it tonight as well. It was good. If not scary. You can only see me cook food on KillCo Kitchen if you're a patron. By the way, I have a Patreon. Link down below.
Yeah.
Should any of you care to join that?
Yeah. And I can't see it because he won't let me be a patron.
No, Mother is not allowed to be a patron. Neither is
We
Dad.
support him in other ways.
Yes. I would not be able to do half the things I'm doing now if I didn't have your support. I'm keenly aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another, Buskers in Newport, which is bills itself as an Irish gastropub.
Yeah.
They have an extensive whiskey collection as well.
They do. Dad, they have anything you want, basically. I will double check for you, but yeah, I think Zenwood, Zenwood probably remembers. They had numerous Ardbegs there.
Zenwood answered.
Yes. They have numerous different Ardbegs. They have News, just Lefroy's, Lagavulin, anything. Dad, go check their actually I don't remember if they have it. I'll have to check later, but I feel like they should have a list of their whiskey on their
I know
website.
there was a link to a menu.
They do have a menu, but I don't remember if they have a link to their actual selection because that's like it's a booklet. When you get there and you ask to see their selection, it is a booklet of whiskey options. It's nuts. Yeah, looks like white wine hits like a Mack truck. That would be Ardbeg. I gave Dad some Ardbeg yesterday. I had poured it for him, and that's a favorite of his. He's still debating if he likes Lagavulin or Ardbeg more. It's a tough call. And we did have a sip of that one you got from Flaviar.
Yeah.
I got this on the
Flaviar, not
sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Son of a Pete.
Yeah.
Redeemer. And this was a gift from yesterday.
Yeah.
Blended malt. There's the picture of the guy. Dun dun dun.
It's the East End, Jim.
The East End, yeah. In Providence. But it's interesting. I didn't like the nose on this much, but the taste of it's okay. It's pretty good. May or may not do a video of that again. Not sponsored by Flaviar yet. We'll see.
How do you get sponsored anyway?
I don't know. You would nag them enough, or they approach you is what you really want. But with the channel size I have right now, it's not really a thing. I know with what are the ones I've seen sponsorships on? Mostly Whiskey Tribe, but they kind of had to do that due to the outbreak and all that. KillCo or Port Charlotte. Both those sound good. I think I've had KillCo maybe once, but maybe I've just heard of it. I just like saying KillCo.
Almost sounds like you're sneezing.
Yeah. It's good. I'm liking the Royal Bastard. It's spicier than I thought it would be. Good grief. Still good. Go a whole hog for the Octomore. Zenbud, we actually had the Octomore at Buskers once. I don't remember which one, but we were kind of underwhelmed at it. So I don't think it was one of their stupidly peated one, like the 10 point something. I can't remember with Octomore. Scott Pigsley, thank you. Sneeze.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Scott.
We'll have to look into it. Again, the selection they have at the East End is kind of crazy. And the other thing I've been thinking about doing as a future maybe thing, we're talking like 15 years, but just to get people to visit Rhode Island area to go to Irene Tan's store, because that place is amazing.
Oh, yeah. That's in Connecticut.
Cambridge. You haven't been there recently, though.
Cambridge, Connecticut, right?
Canterbury.
I knew it was
called Canterbury Liquors.
C word.
Yes, Canterbury Liquors.
Yeah.
In Connecticut. And you haven't been there recently, though. You and Dad.
No, I haven't been there since she extended it.
Yeah, she got a place next door, and it's a giant room full of whiskey bottles. It's very weird to be there. Like you go there, you're surrounded by bottles, most of them being her picks.
Almost like being in the vault, huh?
Yeah, except all of those are hers. Like she picked the barrels, and now she's selling the bottles.
Yeah, I know she.
Go ahead.
When she was in Austin for the Bastards Ball, she was going off to pick a bottle at some place.
Mile and Green.
Yes, that's it. Is that the women-run place?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who the hell is involved with that place. There are two women whose names that pop up with that, and I don't know if I have the right one.
Maybe Mylan and Green?
No, those are the owners. There's a couple women who are famous for their sinuses. I don't know how to put that. But their nose and their palate are soft, let's just say. This is one of her bottles, Irene Tan's. This is the 3-quart butterscotch sundae, and that's exactly what it is. It is delicious.
Ooh.
It is almost gone. I'm kind of sad. And to prove that it's hers, it says right on the side there, Whiskey Mentors QS01. Time for a nap?
It's not my bedtime yet, folks.
No, you're getting there. Bottled on 4/20/2021. Imagine that.
4/20. That's my wedding anniversary.
I know. Suspicious. 73% corn, 20% rye, 7% malted barley. Heavy toasted finish. 60%, really? Oh, 57.5. Got bottle 120 of 120. The last one, it's mine. God. Only 120 bottles. That's crazy.
Zenbud, are you talking about being at Irene's place with 150 people, or being in the?
No, Irene's. When she had her event in a little while ago. It's probably
October.
September, we'll say. Sounds good. Try to remember. She had a big event with. It was like it was a charity event, so all the money that was donated went to charities in her area.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of people, too many people. And it's a small place, as you know. Even with the extension, there were at least 100-something odd people, like Zenbud said, 150-ish in total.
That is scary.
It is scary.
These days.
Yeah, and just like getting in line, getting through the bottles. I talked about it before. It was a good event, but it needs to be in a larger establishment and kind of spread out more. Same thing could be said with the Bastards Ball. When I talked to people about it, it was indoors at first, and that. Did you go into the area where the other YouTubers were, the whiskey tubers?
Yeah, yeah.
You saw how big that place was and how everything kind of echoed off the walls.
I think that's where people can have wedding receptions.
Probably, but
they
had
the chapel.
They had used that area before for the Bastards Ball, and you couldn't hear anything, like with the reverb, the amount of people in that room.
Yeah.
So it being outside was actually a better option, from what I was told by the people who have been to the other Bastards Ball. So hopefully they'll do it again next year.
Yeah.
If they do it again next year, we'll see.
Yeah. Maybe they'll even have some more food trucks.
Yeah, the coffee truck was amazing. I don't know why. I've never been so enamored by a coffee truck before. I don't even think I've ever had coffee off a coffee truck, but I think it was some kind of iced coffee. And especially the Crowded Barrel people, the people behind the bar at Crowded Barrel themselves, they're all amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And
he's back. He's back. Uh-oh. Don't let him see something you can play with, or we'll be all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Here, go back.
Mm. Now, tell them about how you were driving in Texas, since we have the time.
Oh, yes. We get to Texas, and we go to the rental car place and sign in and pay all the money, and then they say, okay, go upstairs. And we go upstairs to this huge area of the garage, and I don't see any cars. And the young lady there said, well, we don't have the kind of car you requested, but we can give you a free upgrade. How about that one over there? And there was this little car, one of those ones that looks, well, bigger than a pull car, but one of the kind of squarish ones. And I said, sure. So she walks over there, and then she walks back, and she says, well, there's someone in that. So I guess that meant we couldn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
So then she did something else, and she said, well, is it okay if I give you a Mustang? And I said, sure. A convertible Mustang? Yeah. So they bring up this Mustang, and it was I think of this, if you looked at it closely, it was a beautiful dark blue, but it looked black. So I was the only one driving it. Mm-hmm. And all I heard from Brian was, what was the term you used?
Punch it.
Punch it. Because, in Texas, like the speed limit is 75, and they've got these 3 and 4 lane roads and these flyways, and trying to listen to instructions from the whatever it was telling us, turn left, turn right, go here, go there.
Google Maps.
And the brakes were like very, very sensitive. And Brian was all bent out of shape about that. So finally, I let him drive the car around the parking lot just so he could see that it wasn't me that was doing something wrong. It was that the car was very sensitive.
The brakes were ridiculous.
Yeah.
We tapped them slightly.
We met up with Cliff. That first, I drove from the airport to the hotel, and I was done. But we were going out to dinner with Cliff, and I said, would you please ask him if he would drive? Because I was just done.
Yeah, traveling will do that.
And lo and behold, he also had a Mustang convertible.
Yes, he did. I got to sit in the back. It was cozy.
Yes, which is like this big. But it's nice. And then the first nice. Afternoon, evening, we were at Crowded Barrel, coming back on these roads with no lights, where I couldn't see very far ahead, so I didn't know what was happening. I was, taking my time, and Brian was a little upset about not going fast then, but I think the next night there was a full moon or something, because it was much brighter and I was much more confident, so we were actually doing the speed limit. Mm-hmm. He was happy.
Yes. Going the actual speed of traffic is good. It was a good time overall. Getting a Mustang was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I think the part that I kind of reminisce about was that first night at Crowded Barrel, where it was a lot of people who were going to go to the Bastards Ball, but we were all just there in a casual setting instead of that kind of insane environment. And I know one of the other fun parts was going to Still Austin and doing that special
Oh, the
event.
Whiskey Tubers event. That was tremendous. Matt, thank you for pulling that together.
Yeah, that was Matt from Whiskey Crusaders.
Yeah,
He managed to get the thing
made us
settled.
feel very special.
Yes. Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans, welcome. See you there.
Hey, Tipsy Whiskey. Try saying that 3 times fast after you've had a dram.
Nope.
Or 2
Dram.
or 3. Is that what it's called?
Dram.
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 Hey.
Close enough.
Don't talk to me. I've been drinking water here.
Turns out, folks, that's vodka. Surprise.
Yes, I did have an experience with vodka once. I was at I guess it was a wedding shower, a baby shower, and they had this delicious punch. Oh, it was so good. And I noticed that I started talking really loud. And someone said, you know, the punch has got vodka in it, don't you? So now I know what happens when I have vodka punch. I talk really loud.
Yes. Whether it gets, well, see, I don't know. I don't know who you actually get, but that was probably one of your few experiences with alcohol.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Yes.
It's not your thing. I know you have like a sip of champagne every year, right? That's about it.
Yes, I had some very nice champagne at the Spiced Pear. And I know the first year after we had done the initial year in the ghost tours, Brian and I were the first ones they hired. So I used to bill myself as the oldest living ghost host. But the owner of the company took us out to this lovely French restaurant where we had champagne, and good champagne is really tasty. So I take a sip.
Yeah, I'm no professional with the wine or whiskey for that matter, but when I get what is it called? The morning drink, the orange juice and champagne. What's it called? Why must it be this way?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It is called mimosa?
I think so. That sounds good. Let's go with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when I have a mimosa, thank you, Zenboot. Okay, confirmed.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Great Shot. Yes. Love Austin. Love all the music they support.
Mimosa. Okay, we got it. But you can tell if they use the cheap stuff, like the really cheap stuff. If you use kind of baseline champagne, they're good. They're enjoyable. But when they use the bottom shelf champagne, you can like taste this minerality sort of. I don't know how to really describe it, but it's not great. You can tell when it's the cheap stuff. And I don't drink champagne very often. I should probably get a bottle. Now I think about it, with the new year coming up, I haven't done that yet. I'll have to ask Kevin about it.
Well, you can get what do you call those little small bottles?
Yeah, I don't want a whole bottle. I've finished a whole bottle of champagne once.
Ooh.
Never again. Over extensive period of time, but still,
right.
I had a very bad headache the next day.
Yeah. Yes, I hope to go to the Bastards Ball again. Maybe even drag Papa KillCo with us. He doesn't really like to travel.
He has islanditis,
especially during these times. But
islanditis.
Yes, islanditis.
I can understand it though. I haven't really traveled much until recently, other than Vegas, which was a whole experience in itself.
Yeah, we went there twice. Once it was just you and I, and once it was a trio. Looking for roller coasters in Vegas.
Not yet, but I guess we're planning. I'm planning at least to go for another hour, since it's Bourbon Nights going live, and that's the whole reason I do an hour stream before 8 o'clock, is so I can watch their stream. And they're not doing one. So Les Pitch Hitter is doing one. I haven't seen Jim yet. Or if anyone else is going live that I'm aware of. Well, his dad is very comfy on it now. Even trying to get him to go to Providence. No, I don't see anything. Yeah, it just says live next Sunday for Ritz Bourbon Night. That's it. That'll be next year, right? Hold on.
No, Sunday. Yeah, it will. Next Sunday's the 2nd. Or the 1st.
12.
2nd. Sunday's the 2nd.
Yeah. So I guess that'll be their last one for the month. But who knows? They might not be drinking at all. I have no idea. Which is fine. You're doing that right now. Believe it or not, folks, you don't need to drink and do a live stream to have fun. You can just have fun.
That's right.
But drinking does help, I will admit. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like doing that. One thing I have to do is eventually get things sorted behind me. I know to talk to the viewers, there's a lot going on later with the amount of videos I have to do. Oh, welcome, sir.
Yes, welcome.
I don't know if it's
Like,
Michael or
subscribe,
Michelle.
share.
I always get confused with that spelling. But welcome. Yes. Everyone be sure to like, because that's a thing. We have to bamboozle
Appease
YouTube
the overlords.
Yeah, appease them, but also bamboozle them into using the algorithm to help the channel. The funny part is when, like, looking over stuff, people don't really care about this since they don't have a channel usually. But there's a lot of information that YouTube gives you about what other people watch who also watch your channel. And it's like a long list of Whiskey Tube channels. And then I'm in there somewhere. It's hilarious. But I know it's Bourbon Night, ADHD, what's the other one? Bourbon Junkies. All these other channels are, I'm bouncing off their popularity in some way or another, which is good. I mean,
you support each other.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I think Bourbon Junkies doesn't even know I exist, but that's okay. I did get to meet them in Texas, or I got to meet one of them, but that was it. I didn't really.
Were they at the Whiskey Tubers event?
Yes, they were somewhere up front. I was actually happy to hang out in the back. As you know, I have, this is more like in-depth Brian stuff, but I have certain stipulations when I'm in a place. Being near an exit, knowing where the bathroom is, etc. Not having my back to people if I can avoid it, all that fun stuff. Yes, Papa KillCo, they have a massive selection, as I mentioned. Thanks, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
But I am looking forward to Wednesday. I'm also going to see a movie on Tuesday, so that'll be fun. Kevin already watched the movie. A jerk. All right, going into hour 2, Ma. You want to stick around? You need to take a break.
I don't know. Is everybody sick of me?
I doubt that. It's more, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling?
Yeah. So, the thing people don't realize is you sit in front of a camera for an hour and like nature calls eventually.
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Good, I thought so.
Yeah.
Just have to make sure.
Yep.
Everyone's fine. Thick whiskey yet? No, I have not. Hold on. Oh, there he is.
Tiger thick whiskey.
No, but I'll look into it.
The first night we went to some restaurant called something Tiger.
What's everyone drinking? What is everyone drinking? You tell me. We asked earlier, but I'm happy to ask other people.
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to sign off. I'm kind of cramping my leg.
I told you, sitting here for an hour, you start to feel it.
Yeah. Oi. All right.
Well, thank you for being a guest, Mother.
Be well.
Yes.
My hair is really white. I don't know why it's coming across blonde, but yeah, I'll go with it.
I told you it's lighting. It's all about lighting.
Lighting, yes. So maybe I'll be back another time.
Yes, at some point.
Everybody, live long and prosper, which was the toast at my wedding, by the way. Yes, live long and prosper. Remember, you are awesome. Mm-hmm. And like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for your support.
Mm-hmm. Bye, Ma. Well, there you go, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed meeting Mama KillCo. It was the first live stream experience. Wow, everything looks so much bigger now. It feels weird. But right now, we're going into hour 2. Not necessarily by choice, but I don't see anyone else going live, and I don't want to. Again, my main thing with doing an hour stream before 8 o'clock is so I can go over to their channel. Maybe, hold on. See, there's the other thing. It's a holiday, so I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. I know, yeah, I think, pardon my distractibility. I'm so used to doing these for an hour. And I'm trying, the basics is you don't want to tread on anyone else's time, but since it's Bourbon Night's time, they're not going live. I should probably pour some bourbon next. Yeah, good idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Glad you recommended it. I appreciate that. I also should talk about future plans. I'm not good at future plans, but in general, with the channel and with what I'm doing, it's going to be tweaked slightly since I do stream a lot more than everyone else. I'll be doing a few more gaming streams. I don't know if people are into gaming streams, but it makes it a little easier for me to do. They may or may not be a little longer, undecided. But if anyone wants to tag along for that, it'll be fun. Since I do often play computer games, it's my own kind of self-therapy. Gets me out of my head for a little bit. Kind of like streaming. Because if you didn't know, when you go live streaming, you immediately forget everything you've done. For example, I can take these off now. Not that you can tell I have anything in because I'm so fancy, but there we go. I need to charge that. Oh God, everything sounds different now. Cripes. Livewire. Hold on, let me double check that. Thank you, Sugar Kitty. As I said, I can't keep track of everyone. We're live at 9. Click. Yes, Livewire Whiskey is going live at 10 p.m. my time. So be sure to check them out and tell them KillCo sent you, or technically Sugar Kitty sent you. But their channel is probably going to surpass mine at any minute. Oh, yeah, they probably already have. No, almost. They have 544 subscribers. I have 560 something. I don't know. I don't remember. But they won't be the first nor the last to slip past me. Oh, is Klein going live? He hasn't gone live in ages. Good grief. Well, let me find them again. If you're wondering why I have to look for them, it's because I don't follow every single whiskey tuber because I can't. I am too distractible for that. Jeez, there's a lot of channels like that. Oh, God. I haven't gone live in ages. I haven't seen them, and I haven't seen, who else am I thinking about? I Whiskey She Wines. I haven't seen them pop up on my radar for a bit either. One thing I should talk about is, other than future plans, like the fact I'm going to do different things, I'm going to probably change things around behind me if I can get the energy to do it. New Year's stream. See, I don't know who's doing a New Year's stream. I'll be doing one since... Guess who's back? Yeah, that sounds about right. Guess who's back? Back again. Well, they will be going live at 9, so that's something else to look forward to. You have many options. And this is not the first time I've had to go live for an extra hour. I'm okay with it, believe me. God, they got 3,000. Yeah, it was 4K. Good grief. I need to stop doing that, but it's very difficult when you have a YouTube channel. Oh, God, laundry. There's Zenboot. Right? I mean, I'm sure he was busy. I'm pretty sure he travels a great deal. But I don't know. Make sure you tell him KillCo sent you, a.k.a. Sugar Kitty sent him. But what I do plan to do, I hope to do, for Wednesday, since I'm going to try to get one more video out before the end of the year, I have to seriously consider what it is. And it's going to be my top whiskeys of 2021, because that's what people do when they have YouTube channels or whiskey tube channels. What those are going to be, I don't know yet. Part of it's going to be looking at the bottles I often reach for and picking one of those perhaps. But I know what I'd like to do officially is to look back on all the videos I've done this year, because I have a nasty habit of not realizing that I have done something over the past year. I have serious depression issues and anxiety issues, as many of you know. And it gets a lot worse at this time of year. I don't quite know why, but it does. And it's often the end of the year, the beginning of the year, the feeling of what I haven't done, what I haven't accomplished, is much heavier than what I have done this past year. And I have to try to find those what I have done and force out the what I haven't, so to speak. Oh, whistling future. Moonlight Sonata. Thank you, Mr. Great Shot. I have a habit of just whistling something. I have no idea. No idea what it is. Okay, Mike Franklin. There you go. Tell him we all sent you. Mostly KillCo, not because. I would like other mystery guests in the future, but I am not the type of person to hunt people down anymore. I've tried that. There are a number of WhiskeyTube channels who will remain nameless, where I've sent them emails and contacted them and said, like, hey, you want to do this? And they've said they were for it and then didn't. So that's one of those little things that'll bother me, and I will remember that for a very long time. I'm not a petty person, but if you say you're going to do something and then don't, it bugs me. No biggie. Other people will take their places. I mean, I have to, if anything, to look back on some of the guests I've had this past year, it's been astounding. Some of them is like, why are you here? Why? What? How dost thou grace me with thine presence? That sort of thing. Hold on. There we go. Mama KillCo didn't quite know how to leave the stream entirely, so I had to make sure she did. Exit stage left. We have to get to bourbon now. It's bourbon night, technically, at the moment. I will do. I'm going to text a certain someone. Don't mind me. I hate texting in front. Actually, you know what? I don't have to text in front of you. I can actually text on my computer, which is something I've learned to do over the past few months. There's a nice little app that'll do it for me, so that I'm not staring at my phone the whole time. Blech. There we go. But as far as the next year and the video I'm thinking of doing Wednesday, I have to somehow look at the past videos I've done this year. One, just to be like, hey, you've done a lot this year, and don't forget that. And two, figure out what I liked. I am not in the position to get every single bottle that comes out in 2021, as many of you might be aware. So to go over the bottles I've gotten and tried, and try to figure out which ones I've enjoyed the most this past year. Some of them are like the 3-chord single barrel pick from Irene Tan. You can't get it. You would have to be in the area and have to go to her store and have her have it. And again, she only had 120 bottles, so they're probably gone. Maybe not. I'll have to ask her because I wouldn't mind having another one. Oh, but it's so good. You have no idea. As is the Royal Bastard. I'm very pleased with that, but that was an old Texas thing. I have to make sure I text someone. Ah. Typing is fun. Don't know if anyone will see that. That's fine. So the idea right now is to look over what I've done this past year and figure out what my actual favorites were. I don't even remember what I've done. I think the past 24 days, up until the 25th, kind of blinked my memory out with everything else I've done before. A lot of it was doing all the live streams really does it. I don't always do live whiskey reviews. I can't do that right now since this is not OBS, different streaming platform. This is StreamYard, and that's it. So basically, it's going to be figuring out what I liked over the past year. And if I even have a bottle, I guess that's going to be a key point, is if I got a bottle in 2021 and I don't have it anymore, it's probably because I drank it all. So that would very likely be one of the bottles I've enjoyed the most in 2021. Yeah, right. That's I can't review the Royal Bastard. That's why I'm opening it for this occasion, since my mother was on, because we did pick it up when I went there in October, and I could review it. I could do a video on it, but the one stipulation with doing whiskey tube videos and the kind of thing I don't always like to lean into, even though I know I should, is the current whiskey thing, or the top five this, or the worst that, or best of. It just any little catchphrase kind of video, and you see them. ADHD Whiskey has them. Bourbon Wrench, it's Bourbon Night, even Whiskey Tribe, Whiskey Vault. They have lots of those kind of videos. That's because what people want to hear and see, and I do too. Unfortunately, specifically in my case, I started noticing I've been playing a game called Borderlands 3 a lot these days, and lots of videos I find is like, what are the best weapons in the game? What's the best talent setup? What are the best places to farm stuff? It's just, God damn it. Whiskey Samurai, hello. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a hot minute. Welcome. By that, I mean, you could have been here yesterday or the day before, and I would have no idea because I can't keep track of anything. That's good. I'm wondering, what do I want to pour next? It's another thing I can't do. I was having so much fun with the polls. You've been watching my past the December videos, the Flavia are not sponsored videos. Being able to do polls with the community and with viewers was a lot of fun for me. I just like that, camaraderie, if you will. Oh, there you go. Logic 10. Ooh. That's another thing. Oftentimes I think, do you want to hear about 5 whiskeys I got this year, or do you want to think about one of the ones I absolutely adore? Like, well, which one do you want? I've often done it's usually the sameness of them all, top 5, top 3. So I know one of my early videos, I've done a few of them. Whoops. Put up 4 choices of what the next pour should be. Well, I could try. Oh, wait, no, I can do that. You're right, Sugar Kid. I was thinking I can't do anything because I don't have OBS. That's not an OBS thing, Brian. That's a freaking... All right. Let's see. What do I want to drink? What bourbon should I drink next, I should say? Don't capital. Should I drink next? Okay, question mark from the community. This is fun. I don't know why I have fun with this. I'm sorry. Of all the stupid little shit that YouTube lets you do, I get excited by yes or no answers and simple choices. There's going to be a theme. See if you can figure out what it is. Oh, wait. Can I do a theme? Hold on. Oh, I can. Yes. Yes. Sorry. You have 4 options. I'm a dork. I'm sorry. Which bourbon should I drink next? See if you can guess the theme. Yeah. Thank you, Sugar Kitty. This is always fun for me. I don't know why. And I will give it 2 minutes. 8:20. You got 2 minutes for me to wait until I can have a drink. Go, if it works. All right, people are already throwing in choices. That's good. I like that. I don't know why polls are so much fun. It's stupid. What else? Oh, you know what I realized? I do have a New Year's whiskey. I forgot. It's not what you think. So this is a bottle I bought, and I shouldn't have. To be clear, the one reason, the big change for next year, and it's not something I do lightly, is showing people where I'm actually at, being very realistic with my situation. A lot of people might not like that. They don't want to hear a goddamn sob story. They want to just drink whiskey and have a good time, which I understand. Yes, Mr. Great Shot, you got it. Yes, I have a very devious laugh when I want to. I apologize. I don't apologize. I love it. But my situation is very different from other whiskey tubers, and I need to make that abundantly clear to people. It's why I strive to get 1,000 subscribers. It's why I'm so eager to get to monetized. I am not trying to make it $1 million. I'm not trying to be a YouTube celebrity. I would rather not deal with that in general. But monetization would be a very different thing for me. It's not like, oh, cool, I got monetized. It's like, oh, fuck, thank God, I finally got monetized. I can have some small piddlings of the YouTube universe giving me money into my lap. And that would be it. That would be the job. Other people have a job where they make funds and make money, and this is like a side thing they do for fun. For me, while I do this for enjoyment, it is also the reality of this is all I can manage, because it's an at-home job where I engage with other people, and I don't engage with other people much if I don't have to. I prefer not to. And my funds are not what you think is the reality. So what you will see next year, since before, if you've been watching these this whole year, there's a $1,000 contribution button or donation button down below. There's a goal which we almost hit. You're not going to see it here because I'm using a different platform, but we've almost gotten to $1,000 this month, which sounds like a lot of money to me, but to a lot of you, especially people who can buy very expensive whiskey bottles, it's nothing, or at least it's not as much as you think. But for me, that's a lot because I don't have any other income. Reality. Haven't been able to work a real job for 10 years. And I kind of came across this. I started realizing when I was doing YouTube videos is I enjoyed doing it, especially live streams. These are fun for me. But the reality is I have a very different, very terrifying sort of financial situation that I'm in. I don't like talking about it because no one wants to talk about their financial situation. No one really cares. They don't want a sob story, like I said. But due to my mental health problems, working a normal job is a no. I've tried, believe me. I've tried. It gave me a bit of a mental breakdown / anxiety attack. It was great. So we're not going back to that. And the world is a very different place than it was 10 years ago, we'll say. So saying all that nonsense, I spent a credit card amount of money, which means negative. So what you'll see next year is a negative like $15,000 or $14,000. Blah, 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 because that's where I'm at. That's my reality. That I'm negative money all the time. And the hope is that someday I'll have zero. I would love to be at zero. That would be great. And, getting monetized might help with that a little bit. But also, I won't pretend like Patreon and the community in general who donate have helped. Like, there are a couple donations this past year that just, I don't know how to deal with. When someone gives you $1,000, just like that, you don't know how to deal with it. And I still haven't processed a couple of those. Saying that, however, most of those went to a lot of other things. Over this past year, the car had issues. I'm going to get hit by a dental bill next year. That'll be fun. And there's a possibility of having to get first of all, because of the community and because of Patreon and all this other stuff, I am able to afford dental insurance again. There's my reality again. And getting that next year will help where I can get a cap. What is it called? A crown. And they also say I might have to get a root canal. And I've shown the price. It's almost $2,000 just to do that without insurance. Thankfully, I have insurance. I don't know how much of a boon that will be, but it'll be something. My point is, good God, man, you ramble. Yes. So I bought an expensive bottle, and I'm going to open it for New Year's, I think. I've kind of decided on that. I'll do a video about it, too, at some point. But this is the Redbreast PX Sherry finished. Hold on. Focus, you son of a... I will force you to do this. I will hurt you. There we go. PX edition. So, Pedro Jimenez PX edition. Super fancy. And as many of you may know, or none of you may know, I am keen on Redbreast products. I love Redbreast. It's my Irish heritage, I like to say, that kicks in a little bit with Irish whiskey. I don't drink it very often because it is, in my brain, still a beginner whiskey and how you can introduce people into it. Oftentimes, I'll give people Green Spot or Redbreast 12. Great starter whiskeys, 40%. Nice and friendly. Nice and sweet. So that'll very likely be my New Year's bottle. And again, the only reason I have it is because I used a credit card. Don't use credit cards to buy whiskey, Brian. I mean, viewers. It's a great shot. I'm looking forward to it. I gotta say. What's really well, actually, I don't remember. I think it's a higher percent, just a little bit. The Iberian series. Where is it? The hell? Do they not have it on the front? That's peculiar. Back? Oh, there it is. Yeah, 46%. That's 46% Irish whiskey. And one of the little, how do I put this? Complaints? One of my minor complaints with Irish whiskey is they're not high proof stuff. I think Blue Spot's the only other one I can think of off the cuff that's a higher proof other than Redbreast cask strength. I'm sure there are many others out there. Oh God, you can see the green. There are many other Irish whiskeys that are higher proof, but I haven't seen many of them. Mr. Great Shot, you have a pour of Eagle Rare in anticipation. Well, see what the numbers are. Well, it's pretty one-sided at the moment. Some people were talking about Lawyer Special Reserve. I think I said the right one. Hold on. Yeah, okay. That's the only Weller I have, and it was really funny to go to Texas and see a ginormous bottle of it for $45 or something crazy like that. But I've gone longer than the 2 minutes because I did ramble on a bit. But I am part of the reason that I'm telling you about this is because that's going to be a talking point, we'll say, of the channel in the future is the perceived notion of whiskey tube people is that they are in a position where they can buy whatever they want, whenever they want, which is generally true in my case. I can buy whatever I want, kind of, but not in a way that is substantially sustainable. I mean, the good thing is I bought many bottles of whiskey over the past few months due to my visit to Texas and my visit to Kentucky. I could easily say I have nearly 20 bottles or more just from that experience. And if you realize that I do one video a week, that is a numerous amount of months that I have videos to make. So that's good. But the catch is YouTube and WhiskeyTube in particular is very time-based. So things like special releases of Wild Turkey, I'm thinking of specifically the 17-year, or what else popped up over the past year that was kind of talked about. I know there's another one. It's Wild Turkey, 17-year. There was a couple other ones. I know I don't remember what they are because one, my memory's garbage, and two, there's no way I could afford them. I know Maker's Mark. There was talk about FAE 01 or 02, those bottles. I might have one of those, just coincidentally. But I'm going to end the poll. I've already gone over. Russell's 13. Yes, thank you, Bourbon Ball. That was another one that popped up where, as a WhiskeyTube channel, you know, that FOMO, that it's literally FOMO, fear of missing out, becomes insane with some WhiskeyTube channels where they have to hunt it down in a rather impulsive and almost scary manner, almost like secondary market people. You know, they're going after these bottles in mass. You know, they're after it, seriously after it. And I can't do that. There's no way. I'm not interested in doing that for first. That's the first thing. I'm not interested in chasing bottles that I cannot afford. That's the second part. And for most bottles I get, there's a negative. Like every bottle I get is more negative. And that doesn't include all the other things I've been trying to do with my life. Since my mental health is priority over everything else I do, there is exercise in particular. And as I talked about, being able to do is things like dental. I mean, the reality of my situation is I'm on food stamps now. And the only reason I haven't been is because I didn't know how to do it. Forms and information and dealing with that kind of situation gets very difficult. But I have it now, which is good because it's extremely convenient to have a source where you can buy food that isn't coming directly out of the very minimal amount of money you are acquiring from your parents, by the way. That is something I didn't touch on with my mother, but they are the ones who support me in every way, shape, or form. Like they give me money every week to buy food, to buy gas. They pay for the cable and the internet. So without them, I will have no ability to do anything. Reality. It sucks, but it's reality. The only thing I want to do, the big thing I want to do in this next upcoming year is get some degree of financial stability, which I've never had in my life. So it'd be nice to get there. And if YouTube can help me, and if the Whiskey Tube community is willing to help me do that, that would be great. But also, if I ever do get to the zero, and especially if there are certain events, like in February, there's an event I'm thinking about being a part of with charity work. That's really the big thing for me, is I want to do what little I can by being a focal point to help others. And it's happened numerous times. I've seen it happen with Whiskey Mountains. I've seen it happen. The big one, of course, recently was Fred Minnick and his tornado relief stuff. That was crazy. I'm not going to ever get to there, but I know a few months ago, I was able to help raise $100 for a Pizza Miss fund, which will happen again every year. Pizza Miss is an amazing thing for me. Oh yeah, King of Kentucky is another one. I've had some of that. I mean, one of the big things for me is I have been fortunate enough to get certain samples from people to try these expensive whiskeys, and other stuff has beaten them out. But that's just because of my palate. Again, a lot of people, the truth of the matter is, when you pay for something, you pay more for something, you expect more from it, and it seems better because you paid more for it. It's weird. It's a weird psychology thing. Did I get that one? I assume that's the one I got. Yeah, I did. That's the one I got. There was no way for me to get a Weller otherwise, so I'm assuming it's that one. And I also have the vial, which I got from the Bastards Ball / La Quinta event. Remus 5. Yep, that's another big one. Well, I'm going to end the poll before I forget I have a poll again. And it looks like my favorite one, or one of my favorites, I should say. One thing I often tell people, as far as Buffalo Trace products, because the shitty thing about finding your own palate, or at least knowing where it's going for the moment, I don't like the fact that I like Buffalo Trace products. I wish I didn't, because of all the hubbub, we'll say, that goes around Buffalo Trace products. And that is the hunt for Blanton's, the hunt for Weller bottles. I don't want to be attached to that, and I'm not going to be. I don't hunt down Weller. I don't hunt down Blanton's. If I see a bottle behind a bar, I'll try it, as long as it's a reasonable price. Specifically Blanton's. I'm always curious because it's single barrels. Oh, it's almost gone. Whatever will I do? I'm joking. There's a whole other bottle over there. Don't worry about it. Oh, that one's not wet. Hold on. Little trick when you open a bottle. Always make sure the cork's wet. It's a little better. Not much, but little. It's bourbon night. We're gonna do a flight. We're gonna have a glass, my friend. Yeah. I believe that's how it goes, right? Ugh. Sorry, that's loud. I'm sorry. And for the record, we are doing the temporary spot for It's Bourbon Night, and I did get one of these from them when I saw them in Texas. Drink more bourbon. Damn you! Focus. Why? I hate you. Why must you fight me? You can tell. They gave me that. I appreciate it. Cheers to all of you. Thank you for being here again. I don't like to go real talk on everyone all the time, but I mean, that is going to be a key point of this channel, where, with Whiskey Mountains, it's the scenery. It's with ADHD whiskey, it's the fact that he is / world's top whiskey taster. Bourbon Junkies, they have a massive collection. Klein, again, anyone who has a massive collection, it's like, that's not where I am. I know I have a whole bunch of bottles behind me, but think of every bottle as negative. It's not like a positive. It's not like I bought the bottles because I had extra income. It's because I either was donated it, like this freaking thing right here. See that Glendale 17? That was donated. I can't open it until I get 1,000 subscribers. So there's that as well. Another big incentive for why I want to get to 1,000 subscribers. Find your lane and know you're going to be the you aren't. No, I don't want to be the bourbon junkies. Or it's bourbon night tomorrow. No, I don't. I don't want to do any of that. I want to. I want to just tell people the truth, and my opinion is just my opinion. I don't. I don't put it on a pedestal, and I know that's part of the problem. Honestly, if you have a whiskey tube channel, you're supposed to have very set opinions, and I do. Like if someone asks me what kind of whiskey I like, I'll tell them. I've done it before, but I also try to get across immediately that it's my opinion only, and everyone has a different palate. So the only way you're going to know for certain is to try it yourself, and that's what I want to encourage in general. Is that you? The only way you're going to know is try it. And that's the big. Oh, you're gonna. I'm getting so weird tonight. The big thing, the big theme behind everything in whiskey is that you don't know until you try. And that's a big kind of talking point for people who have mental health issues and depression and anxiety like I do, is that yes, it's going to be fucking awful sometimes. I'm going to not want to be around a crowd of people. I'm not going to want to get on a plane. I'm not going to want to go to Texas. I'm not going to want to go to Kentucky. But there's this other part of me that says you do want to do that. And you may hate it, but you won't know until you try it. So with that said, that's how I kind of cope with my condition, is to try, try everything, as the Zootopia song goes. Try everything. Sorry, the song's stuck in my head now. Oh God, yeah, Scott. I can't. I literally can't. That's why I drink Buffalo Trace. I drink Eagle Rare 10, Buffalo Trace, or JG Bowman. That's it. Yeah. I mean, here's the scary part. Once I got one Blanton's and then two Blanton's, that's the only moment I felt that feeling of, oh, I want to collect them all now. What the hell is happening to me? Yeah, Mr. Great Shot. Good stuff. Oh, yeah, they're all out there. Richie Z, hello, welcome. Happy holidays. I like how those pictures are all black and white when I click on them. That's weird. I like it, though. So there you go. That's kind of the reality of my situation, and what's going to be coming up in the future is talking about things a little more directly and being extremely blunt, because this channel is based around my own condition and my own experiences and my own way of getting into whiskey. That's the important part. And again, it's talking about trying new things and experiencing new things, especially. That's why I want to do whiskey tastings with people. I want to go to people who don't know if they like whiskey and not convert them, but at least have them try the experience, because that's sort of the fascination and magic behind whiskey in general, is people in America, at least, I'm talking broadly, see it as a means to get inebriated. And I did for a long time too. I still do. I know that is what it is used for very commonly in this country. And what I'd like to do is introduce people to whiskey in the way that I got introduced to it, where the tipping point, the part I was talking about earlier with my mother, and that how family history is, sketchy around alcohol. I was misusing it. I was using it as a, what do I call it? Self-medicating. And when I got into the whiskey world and got curious about taking my time with it, it became a different thing. It became not a reason to get drunk. It became something to experience and enjoy. I especially enjoy with others. That was the big thing, to enjoy the experience with other people. Ooh, we do have a bot. Hello. Hello, Mr. Bot. How are you? I don't know what that is, but I'll let it slide for the moment. We'll do one of these. Oh, we're popular if they're doing weird shit. Nailed it. Time out for the bot. We're that popular, folks. We're getting bots. The more I talk about my crippling anxiety and depression, it seems to get more bots. Hit the bot. I got him. Sorry, Mildred. You're being weird. You got timeout. Oh, my happy place. Damn, that's good. I've had the Eagle Rare 17 as well. It's also good. Oh God, what is it about Eagle Rare 10? I don't understand it. Why do I have to like it so much? Num 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 num. It's like a caramel candy. I don't know what to say about it. It's good. I think every single moderator I have just went woof to that. What the hell is that? Well, that's that. As of next year, officially 2022, and I know some of it is the stuff that's going on in the back of my head, where the negative speak is still going on. Where I've been doing this officially since 2019, November of 2019, and I'm still not quite where I wanted to be, and other people have just gone flying past me. And I think part of it is I just have to be more honest about it, because I can't pretend like I'm just doing whiskey videos and I have the ability to do all that all the time. I don't. I don't understand how other people who have jobs and have regular lives and have regular relationships are able to do this as a side thing. Ugh, sounds exhausting. My reality is very different from other people, and I need to express that. I need to let people know that there is a flip side to life. And sometimes that is you cannot live it the same way as other people, and that's okay. And that's not easy to accept. Most importantly, that is not easy to accept. You cannot, it's very hard to look at other people who get up, go to work, have relationships with other people, have friends at jobs or friends out of work, can go out whenever they want without an issue, have no worries about bills. They just have to, budget, which is a thing I've heard people do. I don't know how to do it. And then can come home and do whiskey tube stuff without even missing a beat. Whereas my reality is I can't sleep. I wake up late. I don't eat. I forget to eat. I forget to take my medication, even though I'm supposed to take it twice a day, every day. And when I don't, I feel really bad. Per example, this morning, aka 12:30. So yeah, get a little real. KillCo whiskey music is get a little real. So be aware of that. Not in a bad way, just in a realistic way. I have to make sure everyone understands where I'm at for this channel, because it is not the same as other channels. It is not your typical whiskey tube channel where all I do is have fun and drink. I'm sorry, it's not. A lot of it's going to be talking about real issues and my real issues, most of all. Avoiding the usual. I will touch on little things that bother me, especially during the day. That every day is something else. And this is something else I talked about with my family even yesterday, is that we are living in the time of social media as a first. All right. That's our reality. We are living in a time where social media and internet connectivity is brand new still. Facebook, especially, is a big part of that. Facebook, Instagram, which is also Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, which is Google. So there's that. We are living through the first iteration of social connection via the internet, and it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So we have to get through that in the best way we can. And I see the bad side. I see all the media and negativity and clickbait bullshit and all this poison, social internet poison that's going on. And then I see the other side, which is what we're doing now. We're connecting in a meaningful and positive way, even though it's a lot of negativity from my end in general, because I am coping with things. Whenever this camera turns off, there's something else going on in my life, believe me. And that's the same for you. It's the same for everyone. And we don't know that officially. You're seeing the positive. You're seeing how I'm doing when I'm okay, or at least for the moment, I'm okay. Scott Pigsley says, you are able to share your story with someone else in the community. See that may be able to seek that help they need as well. Yeah, that's the important part. I have hit some real lows, and I'm not the only one who does whiskey tube stuff who has gotten to that, where they openly talk about those moments where they were like, it would be better if I wasn't here. There's that. That's once you hit that kind of thought, it's a little bit of a turning point, and it can go either way. It's very important to realize that. And people don't talk about it openly because it's not easy to talk about. It's not easy to say, hey, there was this moment in my life where I thought I'd be better off dead. And the bad thing is it happens in private. It's some kind of destructiveness that's internal. It's up here, and it can't be expressed. It's happened with the most painful one that happened to for me, and it's happened to many people. Like, you can honestly say you know someone who knows someone who killed themselves, and that's a problem. That's a scary thing. In my case, it was Robin Williams. That was devastating. I mean, it did a lot of people all over the globe. Even with that, like, I can say Robin Williams, and you know what happened to him at the end, and it's not really touched on that. One, he was suffering from illness, a really bad one, and two, what it caused him to do, because he was collapsing mentally. It's all because of that illness. Everything about him was just being destroyed, and it was awful. And even that feels heavy to me. But with that said, immediately you know what I mean, that it happens to people everywhere, and it's not something that's really talked about because everyone's too busy, or a specific thing that's a touchy point is like healthcare in general. It's not, I can think of lots of people in the world who probably need to see a therapist, That's the reality. Ugh. Oh, there you go, Mr. Great Shot. You do your thing. Here, I'll even do your thing for you. Hold on. And hide you. No, sorry. Oh, there you're mine. What grinds Brian's gears? It's constant. The trouble and the thing that I don't show often, you'll see it on Patreon. If you're a patron of mine, you'll see the flip side of things occasionally, and I'll post stuff. The one thing that I've been thinking about recently is A Silent Voice, which is an animated film on Netflix right now, which I'll recommend you watch, even if you don't like Japanese animation. The art style is amazing, and it touches on depression and how it feels and how isolating it is. It's always something, it's you taking yourself down and making it feel like you are the worst thing, like no one wants to know you, that kind of thing. And even if it's not true, it's not what you see because of the way you think. You're wired in a way that is not conductive to you living your life. That's one of the horrible things I've had to deal with over the course of my life, is I have this poison in my head has taken so much already, and I'm trying to do what little I can to change that. Here's the catch. I will say something like, I didn't see myself being 41 and at the point I'm at and into the position I'm in. The truth is, I didn't see myself being 41. I didn't see myself getting to 30. That was where my mental stuff went, is there was no 30 plus. I would be dead before that happened. So I never planned for it. Credit card debt went sky high because I thought, well, they can't go after me if I'm dead, can they? So what the fuck does it matter? I'll be dead soon anyway. It's a horrible way of thinking, believe me. I don't like it. Sláinte. If you don't know, sláinte means to your health. So, damn, that's good. That's the other little positive point about drinking whiskey is it tastes good and it feels good when you drink it. Not because of the alcohol. I mean, that's definitely one of it, but part of it. That, but the taste, the experience more in life. That's the thing you have to do to first of all, seek mental help. Like, see a therapist, get medicated if you have to. That's a biggie. It really is. If you and one of the important things I tell people, and it's kind of there's the negative talk already. It's kind of a way for me to get more hours and more watch time and all that. But I think in the back of my head, or at least part of my brain was thinking, you were documenting your own issues and your own journey, not only with whiskey, but with the way you are. And you can tell, like I can tell, when I look different, when I'm acting different. If you go back to the initial videos I started with, I was depressed. It's not only because it's really bad, like the lighting is terrible, the camera looks bleh, but it's also for me to moderate, or at least look back on how I was doing then and how I'm doing now. And back when I first started making videos, I was very depressed. I was overweight. I was not happy. And then there's now where I'm doing a little better, but there's still plenty of problems, believe me. But I'm able to make food for myself. I'm able to, kind of afford dental care. At least that's a big thing I need to do. My again, my mental health issues affected my teeth because if you don't think about the future very much, why are you going to think about brushing your teeth or taking care of them as a young adult? So from like 13 to 18, my teeth were garbage. I got to see the dentist a lot. Remember exactly. With good company, not always friends. In good company is an important part that I like to say. Because I don't make friends easily, believe it or not. Everyone I know generally is kind of at arm's length and beyond. Not to be crude or mean, but I am not a trusting person. I'm just not. Like people being near me, being touched in general, I'm not comfortable with it. Streams like this are way more compelling and chaotic lounge overload. Yeah, I mean that's another point. I would like to have another person on stream, which I do, like with my mother recently, with Adriana. Having other people in general talking about mental health stuff is kind of important. You kind of pull back the curtain a little because you realize everyone here on Whiskey Tube and do it is they're just a person, all right? They're just like you, except they turn a camera on once in a while and deal with background bullshit. I have their collection and such. Oh yeah, Chris Cornell was another one for me as well. I mean, he helped me through some dark times. I have like vivid memories of listening to his music in certain situations. A specific one was I was in Florida and I had, walked away from my parents when we were vacationing because I was an angsty teenager, believe it or not. And I just went and sat in a parking lot listening to music, Chris Cornell specifically. And it was helping. I had to get away and be by myself. That's really a big thing for me. And I don't do that enough, believe it or not. Like being in my apartment by myself is one thing, but being as alone as possible in the quiet of nature specifically is what helps. And I don't do that enough because it requires me going somewhere and being outside and driving and just the costs, the mental costs of doing things that people aren't quite aware of half the time. And for someone with my conditions, it's get out of bed, there's a cost. Make coffee, there's a cost. Make breakfast, there's a cost. Oh, you have errands to do? Well, that's a cost, that's a cost, that's a price is paid for every small thing. And it's hard to explain that. The easiest way to do it is, of course, with money. Some people have talked about spoons. Like you wake up and you only have so many spoons, and every little thing costs a spoon. I like to say it in the words of finances. Because oftentimes what will happen is you'll go in the negative, much like my financial situation, is you end up in the negative and then there's a cost the next day that is paid, such as over the past few days, for example. I suddenly on, what was it, Thursday or Friday, woke up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and I couldn't get back to sleep. And I was up for a number of hours, maybe till 7 or 8. I went to sleep until maybe 1, then I woke up. And then, like, what was it, yesterday? It's like that all the time. It's that kind of sporadic inconsistency and the lack of the idea of a sleep schedule, a normal sleeping pattern. Never was a thing. I may have pretended like it was for a while because I had a job. It wasn't. I woke up miserable and tired and exhausted. Ugh. And then I went to work and was miserable there. It was great. Yes, you've been wrenched. Congratulations. Scott Pigsley says, I have multiple people who have been affected by mental illness in my life, and I wasn't able to save. It's hard to realize that it's not my job to save those either. It's on those to seek help. Yeah, it's rough. Like you don't always get to save everyone. You can't always save people, but you can do what you can with yourself and hope that you can help others in that way. That's the important part for me. I'm not going to go save anyone. I'm not going to go, be a superhero. That's a bad mentality for me. But I will do what I can when I can. That's it. That's all I got. And that goes for myself as well. I will do what I can when I can. Specifically, what I've been doing the past few months. I've been going to train. I've been doing small group. How's it called? Circuit training. That sucks. It hurts, but it's also quite a wake up call. It's one of those little things that exercise does. Is you think, oh yeah, I could pick up that much weight, or I could do that many push ups, or I can pick myself up and do a bunch of pull ups easily. Not true. And when the reality of it is, okay, try doing that, and you're just like, you just everything about it's like, oh no, that's not my reality. Shit. And exercise is very important for mental well-being, believe it or not. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's been said to me so many times over the years, and I'm only recently able to pretend like I can do it. Even recently, I do the. It's kind of like debt in a way. Depression is kind of like debt, where you're pulling from the idea of maybe I'll be okay later. And you're not always. Like for me, it's just going into debt even further, but with the hope, the vague glimmer of hope that at some point I will be at zero again, really. And I don't care if I go above zero. Like I don't want to have more money. I just want to be at the zero mark and maybe help other people along the way and maybe let people know about the issues, the reality along the way. Ow. So that shit says sleep is so important. My condition keeps me from sleeping well, so the rest can't come together well when the foundation of sleep is not there. Yes, that is so true. Now, people are not keenly aware of how important sleep is when you don't have the issues with sleep. Not that I want anyone to have sleeping issues. Yeah, walking requires me to go outside, and it also requires a certain amount of accountability. I don't have a lot of self accountability. That's really a big issue for me. Is I can't say, all right, I'm going to work out today. I do that all the time with cleaning. Like I said, I'm going to clean up my apartment tomorrow, or I'll do something tomorrow. Never do. Or I'll put it off for at least an extended amount of time, which sucks. Relatable stories. You never know who's reaching, but the platform gives you the opportunity. Right. Like I can't, like if anyone came at me saying like I'm feeling suicidal or, I don't know what to do, any really severe situation, I'd say, you know what you need to do is seek help right now. I cannot help you with this. I can only guide you. I can say to the reality that you need to do something about this. I can't tell you to do it. I can't stop you from doing anything else. It has to be a click, it has to be something in your brain goes click. And that has happened for me where I thought, the moment that I thought I would be better off dead, there was a click in my head, that little other thing that thankfully is there, where it's like, you need to do something about this. That was not a healthy thought you just had. That wasn't like the usual stupid nonsense that can fly through your brain. That was a bad one. That was a reality for a moment. And that's when I, sought help and got medication. If you're I can also always show this stuff out. Like here, there they are. That's my reality, is these pills. Actually, it's these ones now, the much bigger ones. That's actually my reality every day. And I won't pretend that earlier today, I was not doing great. I was very, very, very irritable, very moody, very angry. And once I started realizing that I felt weird, I had forgotten to take my medication. So it's definitely something that helps. And I was very worried about doing the stream because of how I was feeling, but thankfully it all went well. The Scott Pigsley, it will do that. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the slap shot, the hockey puck, or what, but it gets really angry at Zen Boot sometimes. But it's fine. Just, if it's Zen Boot, it's fine. Believe me. Unless Zen Boot's drunk again. No, I'm kidding. Well, thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope you enjoyed at least listening to the prequel to what's going on next year for me. I don't know exactly how I'll change things, but things are going to be a little different. I do stream every, 3 times a week typically. I will be going live on Wednesday at 8, barring any other channel going live. But who's going on next? Klein? Bleh. If you go to his, tell him KillCo sent you. I don't think he'll care. But with that, we got the last 30 seconds. Be sure to tune in again. I will try to have some videos out this week. The top whiskey is a 2021 thing. Well, with all that said, thank you again for being here. You all helped me. I hope I help you a little bit. Maybe. Enjoy your whiskey. Thanks for picking my whiskey for me. Eagle Rare is lovely. So, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I will see you out there. Boop.